Hey, everybody, welcome into Winning Edge Football. I'm your host, Zach Wynn. This is your boy, Tanner Edge, and we're going to dive into quite a bit of NFL information this week. Week 15 is kicking off, and all kinds of stuff is about to break down. We're also going to talk a little bit about fantasy as we come into the playoff realm at the end of this season. Some fantasies actually, Tanner, are starting playoffs. So,
Yeah.
we might be able to give you some good insight. We're not the best at it, but hey, well, it's a couple of guys that can't hurt and a little bit of information. And we're also going to look into the NFL playoff picture as there's a lot of scenarios that could happen and that could lean our way with our Indianapolis Colts here, Tanner. So I'm really excited to dive into this. We're going to start off back to our roots. We're going to kind of go back to the old days, the old videos that we used to record. And we're going to talk about the NFL pick'ems. We're going to pick every single game this week, starting Thursday all the way through Monday. We're going to give you our picks on these games. So let's ride right into it, Tanner. How are you doing, buddy?
Man, I am doing fantastic. Super pumped to be on here with you again. We took about a week off, really.
Oh, yeah.
Nice to get back in the swing of things. Dive into some more football and let's get at it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm pretty pumped. Yeah, we definitely took a week off. Obviously, if you guys know anything about Tanner and I, we have crazy lives. We're pretty busy people, and some things come up that are a little bit more important. So we're just going to kind of ride with that, and we keep moving along. As also, we're a new podcast, too. So, like, we're just trying to feel things out and get things going. So if you guys miss us, I'm glad, but we're back. Nothing to miss now. You're right here. So follow along with us, like and subscribe, and join the crew. We got close to 40. I think we're like 2 off on the subscriptions. So don't be scared. I know you got to sign up sometimes. I know a lot of people, when you watch YouTube and you get in there and you're just watching the video and then you exit out, make a little account. It won't hurt you a little bit. Make a little account, Tanner. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss that we're posting a new video. Um, with that being said, let's dive right into it. Thursday night football, December 14th. We got the LA Chargers going to the Las Vegas Rams. Or Rams. What the hell?
Boy,
Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders playing at home, Tanner. What you got?
Raiders.
Raiders.
I'm going Raiders. I tell you what, the Chargers, they took a big hit. Justin Herbert out for the season now, getting
There you
surgery
go.
on his fractured index finger. Hope and pray for a speedy recovery for him because he's a absolute dynamic talent. And you hate to see that with a team that's been on the ropes this year a little bit in terms of player production all around and overall team production. Not their best year by any means, but I think this is just a huge blow. Absolutely takes the air out of the team, and I think um, the Raiders are going to capitalize on that this Thursday.
No, man. Yeah, you ain't lying on that. Justin Herbert really can't catch a break since he's been in the league. Um, he was ranked at one point one of the best quarterbacks in the league a few years back. He has the talent around him, and now he's out. I don't know. I might foresee some trade requests coming up here, maybe at the end of the season. Some of these big names trying to get the hell out of there
Yeah.
because their coaching staff and I guess owning corporation, I guess the owners and everything are just kind of junk. They don't take care of their players, so sucks to hear that. Raiders definitely roll this game. Raiders are on a kind of a little roll right now. I know they're dealing with a little bit of quarterback situation as well, but their defense has been playing pretty stout. So can't wait to watch that. Raiders win. Tanner, we agree, buddy. That's nice. I like to agree with you.
Hey, yeah, look at us. One
Hey,
for
guess
one.
guess what NFL doing tonight? Or not tonight, but this week. Saturday football games, guys. As college football winds
Oh, no.
down, we have a little bit more room on the television. So Saturday football, we got 3 games. We're going to start it off with Minnesota Vikings playing the Cincinnati Bengals at 1 o'clock on Saturday, December 16th. Tanner, how does this play out here at Paycor Stadium?
Boy, I tell you what, they laid an absolute ass whooping out for the Colts on Sunday, and I think they carry that momentum over and they get the win on Saturday against Minnesota as well. Um, Browning's not playing like a backup quarterback. He is playing like he deserves to be a starter in the National Football League. You're starting to see Jamar Chase come absolutely alive and make plays that we're
Finally.
all used to seeing him make. And from a defensive standpoint, their defense has produced the past couple weeks. Made some good plays, some big key plays when it mattered the most. And if anybody's going to make a run at the playoffs right now, why not the Cincinnati Bengals and all the drama and adversity that they faced all year?
Yep. No, I think the Bengals got good vibes, Tanner. Like you said, you nailed it right on the head. One cool thing I seen that Joe Burrow gave up his quarterback suite, his nice suite for the home games, up to the Jake Browning's family. So that was very sweet
Amazing.
of him, especially it was the kind of nasty weather on Sunday playing the Colts, and it's just awesome. This kid's getting a chance to show that he is a talented professional athlete, and he's got a chance to host his family in a comfortable environment where they can cheer on a once in a lifetime opportunity. So good on you, Joe Burrow. That's awesome. That shows kind of the
Yeah,
leader in person he is. Um, Going to the Minnesota side, there's not a lot of good vibes coming out of Minnesota right now. They're
ugh,
kind of struggling. Joshua Dobbs is kind of plateauing now, which sucks to see because I was really excited for him this year to kind of get some good playing time and
yep,
doing damn well at it. But Minnesota, yeah, they're on the downslide here, especially these last couple of games in the season. They'll put up a fight, but Bengals definitely come out on top at home on Saturday. That's so much fun. Saturday football,
right.
I like that. I like that better than Mondays,
Woo,
to be honest with you.
man, yeah, for sure. Another Monday doubleheader at that this week.
Yeah,
Um,
I seen that.
just drives me nuts. What are we doing?
Yeah, I can't keep
Uh,
up, man.
phew.
I'm gonna
And
have to
you know
buy
what
another damn
though?
TV or something.
Let's go back to Jake Browning for just a second.
Okay,
Feller is 27 years
feller.
old. 27. I mean, I mean, quarterback age wise, that's pretty young to be in the league. Now he's been in the league for a few years, um, 2 career starts. So against the Minnesota Vikings will be his third career start, and for him to be putting up the numbers, I just can't get over it. Like he is producing at a very high caliber right now. Do you think that he keeps that up for the rest of the season, or do you think he kind of plateaus and reality kind of sets in, and he doesn't have long term starting experience? Do you think that kind of hinders him
Um,
later on?
honestly, Tanner, I don't think so. I see another Gardner Minshew kind of brewing. And like they
Ooh,
kept relating back to him playing Washington State, and Gardner Minshew went to Washington State, and like they kept going back to that game, and I kind of see an underdog, undertalented in the sense of the scouts and all that. I see this coming out, and I'm like, I was watching him play. I'm like, man, he's good when he needs to be good. And it reminds me a lot of Gardner on the Colts, how he's
okay.
providing for the Colts. So I kind of see it happening. But don't get me wrong, the league, the men's league, is gonna humble him a little bit. There's gonna be a couple of games where it's gonna be like, get him out of town. Everyone's gonna freak out. But honestly, especially for a backup quarterback, since because obviously you got your guy Joe Burrow, he's gonna be your guy. You paid him
Oh yeah,
all this money. I mean, he's not gonna go anywhere. Um,
right.
so yeah, I definitely see a nice Gardner Minshew sticking him around, and especially if this league, man, quarterback play is tough. And having a guy in that back pocket like that is absolutely a weapon.
Oh, invaluable. I mean,
Oh,
for
very,
sure.
very valuable. So that's your 1 o'clock game. Let's move over to our 4:30 game mid afternoon. Everything's going good. Kids might be napping at this time, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to go up against the Indianapolis Colts at 4:30 p.m. at Lucas Oil, and I might have boots on the ground at this game. Tanner, you might be there,
I
or you will
will
be
be
there.
there, a
All
hundred
right.
percent. I'm bringing a crew of 7 with me.
Oh
Uh,
boy,
we're gonna go to Touchdown Town, have some brewskis,
Bud Light.
um, and celebrate a Colts victory as a family. Pretty pumped, taking Lexi's grandpa to his first ever NFL game, as
All
well as
right.
as well as her mom.
No
So they've
way.
never been to a NFL game, so
Awesome.
I'm super pumped to be a part of that, and hopefully the Colts can pull off a
Be
win there,
victorious.
and I think they
Yeah.
can. I really do, and increase those um, postseason aspirations.
Absolutely, Tanner. Oh, that's freaking sweet, man. Yeah, bring the crew. Show them what it's all about. I remember I took Allie to her first Colts game, or I guess first NFL, actually a football game probably ever, and she's kind of started picking up the football now. She kind of likes it because it's actually
Oh
a lot more
yeah,
fun to watch it in person. So heck yeah, I'm excited to bring a crew with you. That's gonna be so much fun to celebrate and hang out and everybody. Just good fellowship, man. Just kicking it down, and hopefully the shoe pulls off a damn good win. And I believe the Colts win this game, like you're talking about. I think TJ Watt's still in the concussion protocol, which could be a very huge help for Indianapolis Colts because their offensive line is troublesome, to
yep.
say the least, right now with the pass rush as the Bengals ate us up. Poor Gardner had no time. So if that is true, TJ Watt is on the sideline. That's a huge opening hole for the Indianapolis Colts, and hopefully we can be ready to rock. And I believe, if I'm corrected here, Jonathan Taylor should be able to start. I think he's been at practice. I think he's might be all right, good to go, which is
Good
going to
deal.
be great to be able to do that. Zach Moss, Jonathan Taylor, double horse slamming down
Yep.
the A gaps. So it's going to be good to see. And Colts need this win, as we'll talk about here in just a little bit. Playoff run. The Pittsburgh Steelers are sitting right above Indianapolis at the 6 and 7 spot. So we really need a good win here because there's another game that we're going to cover here in just a second. That's going to be kind of important. So we need that game to go well, Colts to win, and then our destiny is kind of set after that. Go Colts, man! I'm excited for you. That'd be awesome.
Heck yeah, yeah, for
Go
sure. Go
Colts.
Colts. It's kind of funny. I guess not really funny because injuries are by no means funny. But once we get to this point in the season, your players' injuries are a key factor in what drives you and how teams are able to survive those injuries and pull off wins in the thick of things, especially. Teams that have playoff implications, having one or two key guys down for a must-win game is detrimental at times, and we're gonna see a lot of those scenarios coming up this weekend. So I'm really interested to see how things shake out, how teams are able to adapt and still manage to get the W's they need to move forward.
Hell yeah. And yeah, we'll have boots on the ground. Tanner and the fam will be there taking in this beautiful win that we foresee happening. Sorry, Lexi, I know you're a Steelers fan, and you might have some other people in that crew that are Steelers fans, but hopefully we can show them a little bit of what Lucas Oil is all about and how the Colts rock and roll.
I'm not
Moving
gonna
on
lie.
to go. You're not gonna lie, what?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty excited to see some terrible towels in the stands. That group
They
of
travel.
fans is fun to be around. Definitely fun to banter with.
Oh yeah,
Last year we had a chance to talk to a couple Steelers fans where we were sitting, and it was fun to hear hear their cheers and see how the Steelers fan perspective is in a game time situation. So I'm
yeah.
pretty excited to have that experience again.
Oh yeah, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, man, that's a hell of a wild place. A lot of crazy people out there. Tell you what, they love their sports. So definitely
Oh,
passionate fans, and that'll be definitely a good time. Moving on to our 8:15 game, the Saturday night football. Denver Broncos taking on the Detroit Lions. Tanner, what is going to happen here? There's lots going on. Detroit's kind of hiccuping a little bit, and Denver, well, they hiccup a little bit, but they also been kind of on their upstride. So this might be an actual interesting game here.
hey, Broncos Nation, let's ride.
Oh boy!
I'm
All
going.
right,
I'm going with Broncos Nation. They got a little magic going on, up in the Mile High crew,
yeah,
and I think they're gonna stay, on that elevated level they're playing at. They've got definitely some interesting and big time plays happening. It seems like every week they do something crazy on the field, and that helps them to get a win. And I think that they're catching the Detroit Lions at a weak spot in their season right now.
all
I think we see some more Denver Broncos magic on Saturday night.
right. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to disagree with you here. I don't think MCDC is going to take another ass whooping. I
Ooh.
don't think he's going to handle it. He's got these boys fired up, and Jared Goff is going to flip that switch. He's going to turn it on how he's been playing in the beginning of the season. They're going to find their new stride here. Jameer Gibbs is going to get fed. Montgomery's going to get fed. I'm telling you what, and this defense just needs to eat. Russell Wilson needs to contain him. Obviously, he can move around, but I think you need to lay some licks on him and let him know, hey, this is Detroit, baby. This is hard-nosed football. I don't know what y'all sissies play up there in Mile High, but welcome to Detroit, baby. I got Detroit all the way.
All
I
right.
represent.
Okay.
Represent.
No, hey, good, strong, solid take, man. I mean,
I can't go against MCDC on especially on after a loss. I mean, he's an amplified human
oh
being,
yeah,
so definitely going to run through a wall for that coach. They
heck yeah,
should anyhow. They should. It'll be a good game to watch though for sure.
absolutely. No, I'm looking forward to that one. Hopefully, depending on obviously what time the Colts game ends.
No, you're gonna
Hoping
drop
to
by
catch the tail
Hooters.
end of that one on the way home, and see what happens there. Definitely one to watch.
Oh yeah, you're gonna stop by Hooters and have a few schooners and
Woo.
a couple fried pickles maybe. Delicious. Food's good, or the food's shit. Atmosphere is a good time.
Yeah,
That's my take
buddy.
on Hooters. Anyway, Chicago Bears kicking off your Sunday slate at the 1 o'clock hour. Chicago Bears kicking off with the Cleveland Browns. A nice little battle, I believe, here. Chicago, Tanner, they're not
Mm.
looking too shabby last couple games.
Oh,
All right.
coming alive.
Yeah, what's your
Coming
thoughts, big guy?
alive. Huge victory over the Detroit Lions. Um, and you know what? I'm a big believer in weeks carrying it over into following weeks.
Momentum.
And Chicago Bears, 2-game win streak. Gonna happen.
All right. I like it. Oh, man, I don't know. For my fantasy hopes and fantasy reasons, I need the Chicago Bears to get after it. I need
Yeah.
DJ Moore to score at least 4 or 5 touchdowns, have a really nice day. But I don't know, that Cleveland defense, man, they get after it and they play damn hard. Justin Fields isn't going to have much time to throw, so he better use his legs, which he is good at, very good at, probably his best suit. But I think Cleveland's defense eats them up, and Cleveland takes a win there in the AFC North.
That is a stingy and tough defense.
Yes, it is.
I mean,
They show up to
they've
play.
been
They,
sitting
they
at the
don't play no
top all
games.
year, man.
They have to be tough because their quarterback's getting shoulder rubs up in the press box while his team's down there fighting out and grinding it out. I hate Deshaun Watson. This fucking piece
Oh
of shit.
man.
Yeah, he got paid a bag just to sit around. That's horseshit. After all this scandal stuff, he should be out of the league. But whatever. Here we are. We're not gonna get too dived in there.
Man, yeah. Just imagine. Just imagine if you had the money to pay the people you thought deserved it. I'm telling you.
That'd be nice.
Anyways,
Atlanta Falcons gonna take on the Carolina Panthers at 1 o'clock, and these teams are having some tough years. Tanner,
yeah,
what's
I'm
gonna
gonna go
happen
with the
here?
team that's not having as tough of a year, which is, you're kind of a little toss up, but I'm going with the Atlanta Falcons. Frank Reich fired from
Yikes.
Carolina. Obviously not a good situation there for a rookie quarterback to walk into, or really any player to walk into. They've got a lot to figure out there, and I feel like Atlanta is in a little bit of a different situation where they're starting to figure some things out. They just need more time to develop the team and put all the right pieces in place.
Oh yeah.
So I think this is a good building game for Atlanta, and in my opinion, they win pretty easily.
Pretty easily. Okay. No, that's not a bad take. Yeah, and Atlanta, I mean, like you said, they need to get the pieces put together. But what's nice is they have those pieces, right? So they have a running back, they have a decent receiving core, they have an all-star tight end, supposedly. He hasn't really done much in fantasy, but whatever. We'll talk about that on a later note. But the quarterback situation, Mr. Ritter, He's not doing terrible either. And they have that all-star running back. So they got some pieces. They just need, like you said, to jive them together, get them to fit it in there, get those corner pieces started, and build that puzzle from there. And honestly, Carolina, that poor Bryce Young, man, he's getting beat the absolute shit out of this
Man.
guy. Man, I feel bad for him, but hey, welcome to the NFL, man. It's not an easy slate all the time.
Yeah.
So it sucks, but things will get better. I hope for him, but
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
on Sunday. Sunday's going to be another rough one for him.
Right. Yeah.
Yikes.
Super hard to watch him try to navigate through some of these interviews as of late, too, dude. I mean, he's getting shit thrown at him every which way right now. Like I said, not a good situation for him to walk into and have to deal with, starting his career in the NFL. And I just feel for the guy. I mean, literally at times he's in tears in some of his interviews because he cares so much. And
He
to be
does.
honest, there's just not much he can really do about the situation other than go out and put it all on the line every weekend and all week throughout practice, and just not much is really showing from it right now. So
Yeah. No, it's tough. Especially like you said, he does care a lot, and he loves the game. He respects it all, and it's just hard for him to kind of get through these times. But he's a professional through and through, and he's come through a damn good organization at Alabama, and they've taught him. They kind of raised him as a becoming a man and things like that. So he'll get through it, and hopefully maybe he lands a different spot or some tides turn in the coaching situation, and they start getting some guys around him to help him out, and maybe they can be kind of successful. But not on Sunday, I can tell you that. Not on
yeah,
Sunday.
for sure.
Now we talk about the game that Colts fans gonna be watching pretty heavily on Sunday. It's gonna be the Tennessee Titans going against the Houston Texans. And this is gonna be a huge game because Houston is third in the AFC South. Tennessee's last, but Tennessee's kind of on a hot streak after beating Miami on one of
Yeah.
the Monday Night Football games on this past Monday. So I don't know, man. I'm kind of rooting for Tennessee to win this game, so the Houston's kind of further back, and the Colts have little leeway in the AFC South.
Yeah, man. I mean, without a doubt, I'd love to see Tennessee beat Houston this weekend. I'm I'm not 100% sure they're gonna do it. I kind of looked at the Texans game against the Jets as somewhat of a fluke game for them, kind of
Yeah.
out of character for them this year.
Well, they had a lot of
Um,
people go down, especially in
yeah,
that game, injuries and just kind of the flow of that game was very odd. So I agree with you.
yeah, absolutely. And um, I did say I'm a big believer in weeks carrying over into the next following week. Um, in this case, I'm gonna stick with that. The Texans had a very odd, off kilter game against the Jets, whereas Tennessee's on a really big high, getting that OT win against Miami. Um, Jordan Levis has got a lot of fire in him.
Yeah, he does.
DeAndre Hopkins is playing like young, vintage DeAndre Hopkins right now,
Well,
and
they have
Derrick
finally
Henry
someone
is
giving him the
just
ball.
like a madman again.
Yeah.
So I feel pretty good about uh, where Tennessee is production wise from an offensive standpoint. The only thing that really worries me is if they're going to be able to handle a shootout type game. I really think they got to control the tempo and control the clock and how they play and take the necessary shots down the field when they get them to D Hop, and be able to capitalize them on those, and then they should win, in my opinion.
Yeah, and they have the better running back, probably better receiving core, and the only really advantage Houston has is the quarterback play. CJ Stroud's
Yeah,
like he's been playing great, and he's going to continue to play great. Singletary at the running back position hasn't done too bad for them, but like you said, hit those big shots, hit those big downfield, stretch that defense way out long as you can, and then just pound it up the middle with Derrick Henry and let the
yep,
big dog eat. Put the crown on him, let him score a few times, and then by third, fourth quarter, Texans D is going to be looking for oxygen, man. It's going to be
Oof.
tough. So I think Tennessee rolls it. I'm hoping they do just for Colts' sakes, and also just on paper, it's looking that way as well.
Yeah. Yep.
Kansas City going to New England. Well, got lots going on there. Tell you what, we can talk all day about both teams right now. They got a lot of news coming out, Tanner. So what's your take on this game, and how do you foresee this the outcome happening?
You got a lot of angry dudes in the Kansas City locker room right now after last week. I'm going Kansas City. I think this is an anger management game for them.
Yes.
Um, the Patriots are in absolute shambles. I don't see how there's any way that they can pull this win out against Kansas City. As much as I'd like to see the Patriots beat Kansas City based on how all their players reacted to an obvious penalty.
We can go on and on about that, and I think we
Boy,
should a
yeah,
little bit. I think we should
I,
dive into that a little bit.
I
But
just want
continue your
to.
pick.
I'd like to see the Crybabies lose again. To be
Yeah,
honest,
yeah. I was cheering for them to lose that game about
right?
halftime. I was like, let's lose this game right now. Like I said this before in the podcast. I'm a huge hater of Patrick Mahomes. I just can't stand the guy, man. I just really can't. Um, and the freaking Sunday, that just proven to it just kind of boosted my side up a little bit because I was like, you got to be kidding me, man. I mean, I understand frustration and passion, and like he kept saying, we put our hearts in this game. Yeah, everyone does, man. But you don't see Peyton Manning flipping the fuck out like that. I mean, I'm sure he's yelled and got after it, but like you carried it on, and then the drama behind him with his wife saying crap, like it's just you gotta drop it, man. At the end of the day, it's freaking
Right.
Tuesday, it's Wednesday now, and there's still more stories coming out about quotes and things like that going on. Like, just get the hell over it, move on. Your season's not over. You're still a
Yeah.
good ball team. Like, just fucking get it together. Be professionals. You
You know
get paid
what?
a lot of money to be a professional, and that's what gets me. And
Yeah.
and then
I mean,
and
it's a
then
good learning
oh,
opportunity for them as a team to
yeah,
really get back to the finer details. Now, I will say, Kadarius Toney did check with the ref to see if he was onside or offside, whatever.
right,
But it was like one of those half-assed, yeah, I'm going to put my arm out there and check and then look away without even
yeah,
making any adjustments based on what the ref says.
right,
So
and
maybe a little more attention to detail is all I'm saying if you don't want to have that kind of flag thrown in a crucial point in the game. So
well, you can look down the line and tell. But I mean, I understand you're in a hurry up offense at the time, and you're trying to get moving. If the gentleman's rushing, like you're going, going, going. All right, that's cool. But and then I hear that Patrick Mahomes talk about how they should have gave him a warning because they never gotten called for that. Blah 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 blah. Well, listen here, guys. It's still a penalty. If he's offsides, he's offsides. Now, if he's lined up hesitant and close, he's getting closer and closer to that line. Then yeah, maybe the ref can say, hey, you guys are getting close to that line. You know, but they
hey,
crossed that line. But I do say I read a little bit of Peyton Manning, and he came out with a little saying. He said he'd like to see the play being blown dead right after the snap. Don't let the play out. I mean, I knew he threw the flag, but he should have blew
oh,
it should have blew the play dead right there. He goes, that normally that's what happens. They play boop 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 all sides, but they let the whole dang play go out, and of course it was a spectacular play, right? So that
right?
it's even more emotion behind it and getting all fired up. And so yeah, blow the play dead refs. I mean, it's a learning curve for everyone, right? But still, you're a professional athlete. You get paid a lot of money. This isn't little league. This isn't CFL. This isn't little flag football where the refs are, hey buddy, well, hey, come on, scoot back a little bit. You know better. You've been playing the freaking game for I couldn't tell you how long. You know what you're doing. Let's just sack up. I don't like
Yeah,
hearing the crying and complaining from the millionaire athletes. I can't get behind that. I'm all
yeah,
for players getting paid and getting that, but you have to act a certain way in that time, and that's not it. Not it.
right.
I don't
Yeah.
like it.
Own the situation, learn from it, move on, quit your bitching,
You're the leader of the
and
football team, Mr. Patrick Mahomes.
go play ball.
Everyone's going to do exactly how you are and how you're acting. They're going to be right behind them. It's like the cancer that goes on behind. in I guess businesses. You got one bad apple can spoil the whole freaking batch. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you have to be that leader and step up and say, you know what, yeah, that's shit. Yeah, and voice your opinion. That's okay. You're allowed to have an opinion. No one's upset about his opinion. But it's the constant crying and crying about it. It's unacceptable. And then the next play is, I think, was what the penalty was that he's really mad about, that they didn't throw a pass interference play. But the ball got tipped in the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
It's free ball, man. Like, he threw it up there because he's banking on a pass interference. That's why just gets me upset. The Kansas City Chiefs are so used to everything kind of going their way, and this one little thing happened, and the whole freaking Kansas City blew up,
Yep.
exploded right in their face. It's just really annoying. I don't know.
Ooh.
Yeah, Kansas City wins this game. Obviously, like you said, they're going to beat the living hell out of New England because they're just ticked off. They want to make a point. They want to
Yep.
prove a point, and watch out for the penalties, and keep an eye on penalties and penalty yardage. I don't watch them not have much this week. Keep an eye on that. I bet they are getting disciplined. I don't think Andy Reid's going to have that going on his team because their sights are for Super Bowl, and you can't win Super Bowls with a lot of penalties. So, pitter patter.
Yeah, buddy.
Let's get at her. New England side, a lot of rumors of Bill Belichick might not be the coach of the New England Patriots next season. So we'll have to keep our eye on that. As it is, like I said, I see some rumors. I haven't seen it for sure post saying it, so I'm not going to say it either. But just keep your eye out on the New England camp over there. Moving on to our next. He did. He gone. Moving on to our next game of the 1 o'clock slate, we got the New York Giants going up against the New Orleans Saints, playing in the old Caesar Superdome. Who gets this one, Tanner?
All right. I'm going to go on a little rant right now.
Oh, boy.
Tommy DeVito.
Oh boy.
I like the Italiano. I'm telling you, buddy. Illinois University quarterback, for one.
Here we go.
Played
I
for
think that's your favorite
Illinois.
school.
Was a huge fan of him playing at the school. Thought he did some great things. Wish he was there for longer. Hey, getting his shot to play in the NFL now, and he's making the most of it. He's got his Giants rolling. They're on a winning streak right now, and I think they carry it over. He's getting all the support in the locker room from coaches and players, and I really think he's flipping the script for the Giants for the better right now. I think they pull out the win again this week.
No, yeah. No, I think that as well. And the NFL may not be scripted, but they like attention, and they're going to lean heavy towards that attention. And I promise you, the New York Giants are going to be pretty. If they don't get close, it'll be a good ball game against the Saints. But Saints are just in shambles. I think honestly, they just can't get nothing to mesh, and it's kind of upsetting because I like seeing the Saints be a good team. But
Yeah.
New York Giants, you're going to win this ball game just because there's a lot of tension on you guys, and that's usually how the NFL works.
Heck yeah.
Sadly.
Heck yeah.
The next game, New York Jets going up against the Miami Dolphins at 1 o'clock. Both teams, well, one team came off a hell of a great win. One team came off a what the hell loss.
Oof.
What's your thoughts, Tanner?
I'm going with the New York Jets.
Ooh, okay.
Now you got
Crumbles.
a banged up Tyreek Hill now.
Yep.
Don't know if he's going to make it through the whole game or not, or maybe his injury's a little more serious than what was led on to be from the previous week.
Well, real quick,
And
hang on. His wife, he said his wife texted him in the locker room when he went back and said, "Get your ass back out there." So he's like, "Okay." Love that. Anyway, moving
awesome.
on.
Great support from the wife there.
Love that. So get your ass out there, buddy. Come on.
Hell yeah.
What you doing?
Up, Buttercup.
Yeah. Sorry.
Also think that the Jets defense is still spectacular. I mean, obviously not the kind of offensive production that they've wished for. You don't know what Zach Wilson will do on any given Sunday. Happened that last Sunday. He played like a stud. Does he do that again? I'm not sure. But You kind of saw in the Tennessee Miami game where when they were going without Tyreek, they struggled in the pass game, man.
Yeah.
They struggled. They had to go back to more vanilla play calls and kind of figure some things out throughout the game. Luckily, Cedric Wilson made some spectacular catches for them,
Yes,
but
he did.
other than that, um, their pass game was stagnant without Tyreek Hill. So that's my major fear for them is you know at some point in the game they lose Tyreek, and I think the Jets capitalize.
Yeah. Let's see. Miami Dolphins, their center, he's out for the season now after that Monday night game. Tyreek
Hmm.
Hill obviously still questionable in and out of practices, kind of probably just limping it, being healthy. The Jets, they have good vibes right now. I think Zach Wilson is going to be a starter again this week, so got good vibes on the Jets side. I'm about to ride with the Jets, man. I think the Miami Dolphins got to try to figure it out. And they don't really play good at home. I never realized that. Miami just does not play good in Hard Rock Stadium. Hard Rock, that seems ugly. It's ass. Like, it's not nice. I don't know. I hate it. But they don't play good at home. Jets are going to be rocking and rolling, and Aaron Rodgers, the vibes with him kind of being on the sidelines and being present with the team is starting to help out a little bit as well. So good
Hmm.
on them, and I'd like to see their defense keep eating.
Heck yeah.
Moving on to another Florida ball game here, Tampa Bay going up against the Green Bay Packers. Lots of Bays here. But this one's going to be in Lambeau, and it's going to be cold because it is December.
Yeah, buddy.
And it's just always cold. Ain't no good day of weather up in Wisconsin. Tanner, what's your thoughts, buddy?
You're gonna see lots of Lambeau leaps.
Oh, boy. I want to
Packers
do
are
one
gonna
so
come to
bad.
play. I'm excited. I think they get the dub.
Yeah, short and sweet. Packers win this ball game. I agree. They're on fire right now. Jordan Loves is kind of figuring it out. So good on him.
Yeah,
Good
buddy.
on him. The San Francisco 49ers going up against the Arizona Cardinals at a 4:05 game. Start kicking off the mid-afternoon slate. Tanner, what's going on at this game here? This is kind of an interesting matchup.
Yeah, I'm not too thrilled about it to be honest. I mean, this is one of the games where you kind of can can easily predict the outcome.
Go.
Um, might be a good game to take a nap, to be honest. And I'm going obviously with the San Francisco 49ers here. Um,
Have to.
Cardinals, quite honestly, suck. Um, not fun team to watch at all. And yeah, if I'm watching a 4 o'clock game and that's the only one on, I'm probably just gonna go ahead and take a nap. To be
Take
honest,
a little snooze, Tanner. Take a little snoozy with it. Yeah, I'm with you. 49ers roll. They're probably the best team in the NFC. They're rocking and rolling. Another game that's kind of a snooze fest, I guess. Well, there might be a lot of offense on the Rams side. The Washington Commanders going up against the
hmm,
LA Rams. And that's going to be another 4 o'clock game. Tanner, I like that Rams offense lately. They're kind of starting to
yeah,
get it
buddy,
clicking, buddy. And guess who's leading the pack there in the run game? He's finally back and healthy.
Kyron Williams,
Gosh, go Notre Dame, man. He was damn good at Notre Dame, and I'm so glad he's getting an opportunity in the NFL to showcase his skill set. So
stud,
good on him. Quick and easy.
stud.
This one's easy, I think, right? Rams all the way.
Yeah, 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 for sure.
Stafford's rolling. What's
Rams,
that rookie receiver, Lakuta?
Puka
No.
Nakua,
Yeah, dude.
just
Good on
slaying
him.
it this year.
Good for him, man. I think a couple games is even more to see. Mr. Captain himself as a rookie. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
buddy.
that's gonna be a lot of points, I think, scoring. I don't think that Washington team has really anything to offer. So
No,
that sucks on them. Moving on to the 425 game, the Dallas Cowboys going up against the Buffaloes. Well, that was weird. The Buffalo Bills.
deal.
Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting game. NFC AFC matchup here. Yeah, what do you got, buddy? What do you got?
Man, Dallas is hot, hot, hot. right now. I think they keep it up. I am disappointed in Josh Allen's play this year, to say the least.
Yeah.
Um, but you know what? I feel like, after looking at some of the stats over the course of the years that Josh Allen has played, um, if you really look at his touchdown to turnover ratio, it's it's not good. It's really not. Um, he's able to extend plays and make big plays and help them get out of some tough situations. But a lot of the times, he's putting them in those tough situations that they have to get out of.
Ain't
Um,
no, ain't no line
so with
there.
that said, he can't make those types of mistakes against the Dallas Cowboys. They're just too damn good, and I think I think Dallas wins.
Oh yeah. No, I mean the only advantage Buffalo has in this ball game is going to be that it's in Buffalo. And I mean the pretty boys down in Dallas coming up. A little weather change. It'd be all right though. I don't think it's gonna be too crazy weather wise, but just a little colder. That's I think literally the only advantage. Like you nailed it on the head. Josh Allen has not performed like the Madden cover athlete. He maybe there's the Madden curse coming for him
I
this
was
year,
gonna
man.
say, playing like he's under the Madden curse right now.
Yeah, maybe that's a real thing, y'all. Hmm.
Hmm. Hmm.
Interesanto. But Buffalo, you lose. Dallas Cowboys are red hot. The gunslinging mentality of Josh Allen is going to lead to at least 2 interceptions in this game. If you're a betting man, I would put a little bit of skin on the Dallas Cowboys forcing some turnovers. Yeah, Cowboys roll. And shout out to my dad. I'll pick the Cowboys this week. Okay, calm down.
There
Get
you
all
go,
wound
Daddy
up.
O.
Yeah, don't get all wound up, Mac. Moving on to our Sunday night football game. This is Carrie Underwood and your beautiful legs and your beautiful self and your beautiful voice. You're going to sing us right into victory as the Baltimore Ravens are going to go up against the Jacksonville Jaguars at 8:20 on the NBC. The Jaguars. What are your thoughts on them and how do you think this game's going to play out?
Dude, I tell you what. Earlier on in the season, I would have been really excited about this matchup. Now I feel like
Uh
it's
oh.
gonna be a steamroll, and the Baltimore Ravens are gonna just beat the crap out of them. To be honest,
Mm.
um,
Mm.
Jacksonville's obviously got a banged up Trevor Lawrence. Um, they're not playing their best football right now, and I feel like Baltimore's right up in the conversation of being one of the best teams in the National Football League right now. They're really, really coming alive, offensively and defensively. Um, they're figuring some stuff out. The passing game has um, far improved from the beginning of the season to now for Jacksonville, which has been a huge proportion of their success. And yeah, I think Jacksonville's just not in a very good spot at this point in the season, with all their injuries and downfalls that they're facing.
Yeah. I mean, the Baltimore Ravens defense is going to start. I think they're going to lay some lumber all over the old freaking Trevor Lawrence. Pretty sunshine, sunshine. They're
Yeah.
going to put the hurting on him. He's a little banged up, like you're talking about. And I mean, there's some weapons on the Jacksonville team, but I is the AFC South up for grabs, Tanner?
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it's a. I don't think there's a number one seed right now, and I think it's winner take all here soon, coming up these next couple weeks. And we'll kind of get to that here in just a second as we talk about the playoffs here coming up, the playoff picture. Baltimore wins this game. They win it. They win it big, and Jackson, Mr. Jackson himself, man, he's gonna ball out like a son bitch. I can't wait to watch. I love watching him play football.
Sorry, Miss
Yeah.
Jackson. Ooh,
Ooh.
I'll never forget you.
I saw I make a doctor cry. What a
Up
time! What a time to be
across the
alive.
dirty bombs.
God, we're so
Yeah.
white. Oh, goodness gracious. Monday night game. Philadelphia Eagles going to Seattle. I'm just going to say this right now. The Seattle Seahawks win this game. Philadelphia wins their third straight. Calling it now. That's all I need to
Whoa.
say. I'm done. going home.
Man, I think this is a good reset game for Philly. Seattle's going to be a tough matchup without a doubt. But I think Philly finds a way. They grind it out and they kind of set their season back on track. They've had a rough couple weeks, man. So I mean, you could go either way here. I think. I've got a lot of belief in the leadership within the Philadelphia organization there, and I think they do whatever it takes to turn this thing around, though, and increase their chances and moving to the postseason and having good success later on in the year. So I'm looking for a bounce back game here for Philly.
I can respect it. That's a good take. I'm just here for a lot of drama, and that'd be badass to see Philly lose their third straight. But it just make them stronger for the postseason run, I believe. So it'd be kind of a good thing, kind of a a double edged blade, but it'd be good. It would be good.
Yeah.
Well, that is your Week 15 slate, everybody. Hope you can follow along with us and enjoy that. The big game is this week because Tanner and I think there's a couple. We'd like to hear your thoughts on that.
Oh yeah.
Let's hop, skip, and jump and do a backflip and maybe even a somersault over to our NFL playoff picture, Tanner.
Woo.
We're biased, so let's hit the AFC side real quick while we got the energy up. What do we got here? We got, I guess we'll give you the number one seed all the way down to the 7th seed. 1 seed is your Baltimore Ravens sitting at 10-3. Your Miami Dolphins are number 2 at 9-4. The Kansas City Chiefs sitting at number 3 at 8-5. Jacksonville Jaguars as the AFC so far number 1 seed in the AFC. South is 8-5. The Cleveland Browns are 8-5 at the number 5 spot. The Pittsburgh Steelers are sitting at your number 6 spot at 7-6. And your Indianapolis Colts are 7-6, sitting at your 7, right above the cut line. Kind of the 2 teams under the cut line to pay attention to, I guess, the next 3. Number 8, Houston. Number 9, Denver. And number 10, Cincinnati. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 teams with 7-6 records. So these next few weeks in the NFL are going to be very vital.
Crazy. Yeah, absolutely crazy.
I guess, Tanner, my question to you, who's going to be your underdog to make the playoffs? A surpriser team. Who's going to kind of shock the world on the AFC side to really kind of make a splash?
Man, I said it earlier on in the year, actually. I really think it's still the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
I really think that they sneak in there, especially if the Colts beat the Steelers on Saturday.
Knock them out.
And if Denver gets a win, I think Colts, get bumped up, and I think the Denver Broncos slide into that number 7 spot. And then from there, obviously they've got to continue winning and control their own destiny that way. But yeah, I'm looking at the Denver Broncos and having a great opportunity to secure a wild card for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad take right there. Especially with the season that they started off with. It was like, oh, the Denver Broncos, the worst team in the NFL. when the Chicago Bears and Denver played. Oh, the worst teams. They're the worst. I don't know if that stands very true anymore. They're 7-6 right now. They're above 500. They're winning ball games, and especially tough ball games. So that's definitely a sleeper. My sleeper right now, I believe, is Cincinnati. I think they might be able to sneak a way in here. If they keep up playing like they played against the Indianapolis Colts this past Sunday, I think the Cincinnati Bengals might be sitting at your 7th spot by the end of the playoff run here.
Okay.
I think they might sneak right in there, Tanner, to be honest with you. I like their defense. They play with intensity. Their quarterback plays with intensity. He's not scared to make mistakes, and if he makes mistakes, the defense goes out there and backs him up and gets the ball back in his hands. The more times the ball is in the quarterback's hands, the more comfortable they end up getting. And I think the Cincinnati Bengals can do that.
All right.
I
Very
think
nice.
they can do that. Yeah, no, not bad. Your number 1 seed with the first round bye right now is obviously your Baltimore Ravens, and They're 10-3. They're just good ball. They're playing freaking awesome football right now.
Oh yeah.
Awesome football. And we talked about this a little bit ago and how that defense is rolling, and then Lamar Jackson just doing his thing. Yeah, everyone's buying in, so good on them.
Faux show.
Oh, yeah, let's move over to our NFC side. We'll go one all the way down to number 7. The first team with the first round bye as of right now is going to be your San Francisco 49ers, sitting at 10-3. They're 4-0 in their division, 8-1 in their conference, and they're just keep winning ball games every week in and week out. Number
Yeah,
2,
buddy.
your Dallas Cowboys at 10-3. Another hot ass team right now. El Fuego, they're on fire. Detroit Lions sitting at number 3 at 9-4. Your fourth team is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers sitting at 6-7, just below 500. The NFC, was it the NFC South? That is a terrible division this year. Your 5 team is your Philadelphia Eagles sitting at 10-3, which is crazy. But the NFC is pretty stacked up. We got a lot of good ball clubs. Your Minnesota Vikings sitting at number 6, 7-6. Green Bay Packers sitting at 6-7 at your number 7 squad, right above the cut line. Tanner, same question I had for AFC. Who is your dark horse to kind of match up in there and get above that cut line here before the playoffs kick off?
Oh boy, I don't. To be honest, man, this one's hard to tell. I'm between the Los Angeles Rams and the Seattle Seahawks. At the end of the day, I think it's probably actually gonna be the Seattle Seahawks. That means they got to jump 2 spots.
Starts with beating the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, I mean, very well could be. Very well could be. It might be one of the biggest jumps or one of the biggest games that helps propel them into a playoff spot. And I think Minnesota's not going to hang around in the wild card position for
Much longer.
basically after this week. To be
Yeah, I
honest.
think they drop out for sure. They'll be 7-7, sitting there. They get beat by the Bengals.
Yep.
For sure. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna one up you here with the LA Rams. I'm just looking at them. They're 4-1 in their division. They're 4-4 in the conference play. And I don't know. They've obviously won their division. You know, they're beating it up pretty good in their division. And
Yeah.
I don't know. Obviously, there's not beating enough teams on the kind of out of conference games, so it's kind of strugglesome to see that. But I think all the pieces are kind of finally back together at the Rams, like we mentioned earlier with Kyren Williams, running back going in there. Cooper Kupp's finally kind of doing his thing, you know, and you got that rookie receiver. So I think the offense is rocking, and they got some veterans on the D. So if you get this thing hot enough, I foresee them taking up over 6 and 7 spots and having a chance to play for some playoff games.
Yeah.
All day long.
No, hard to disagree with that there. I mean, to be honest,
So close.
if you guys see, it's really, I mean, it's a wins and losses scenario right now. We could even see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers take an L this week and drop out of the 4th spot and potentially out of the playoffs with how tiebreakers are and how close the bottom 4 or 5 slots of the playoffs are, or wild card spots are. So keep an eye out for that. That NFC playoff picture is definitely going to shake up after this weekend.
Oh yeah, and if Green Bay goes in there, they handle business at home versus Tampa Bay, and then Tampa Bay drops to 6-8, and then Atlanta beats Carolina, or the Saints beat the Giants. They're right there.
Yep.
You might have a battle there for the number 1 spot in the NFC South, and that could project you up to that 4 spot based on conference winners. So that'd be crazy to watch that playoff race over there. I think the AFCs and NFC are pretty much the same in the sense of everything's kind of up for grabs right now. So it's going to be fun to watch these next couple weeks. This is the fun part of the NFL. This is when games start really mattering, and you see these guys really dig down deep and start playing some good freaking football.
Heck yeah.
Speaking of good football, Tanner, let's I know it's kind of improv here, but let's MVP race. You know, they start talking about awards, and then now we're doing some voting for the Pro Bowl and things. Tanner, who is your MVP favorite, and maybe even a runner up? Maybe you got ones and twos here. I know it's off the cuff, so give yourself some time to
Oof.
reel it
No,
all in.
I mean,
You already got it in your head. I
Brock
already know you.
Purdy. Brock Purdy's my MVP.
Really?
It's
Okay.
it's him. I mean,
He is him.
honestly, unquestioned. I mean, I don't think anybody rivals him. I really don't.
No. Look at this. So he's sitting third in total passing yards, right underneath C.J. Stroud and Tua Tagovailoa. Passer rating, he's number one at 16.9, and the closest is Dak Prescott, having a hell of a year at 107.5. Man, Brock Purdy is having a hell of a year.
Mr.
That's not bad.
Irrelevant is Mr. Relevant now, dude. I'm just saying.
I know, and I'm sick and tired of the stories at this point. Like, and I think he is too. And I heard his
Yeah.
presser. He's like, y'all, like, I know that happened. Like, that's cute, but like, it's overran. That's beating like a dead dog, man, dead horse. It's
Yeah.
over. You know, let's move on. Like, I'm winning ball games. I'm leading our team to where we need to be. Get over it, man. Let's do this.
Right.
That's nice. Do you have a number two kind of possible runner?
I'm gonna go wide receiver.
All right, do it.
If you look at the numbers CD Lamb has put up this year,
Oh boy.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you. I mean, after he made his statement of "Give me the ball and see what happens,"
And look what happened.
He's showing the world what'll happen. You give that guy a high volume target load, and he's going to produce and put up big numbers, and he is a valuable piece to that organization and that offense, and a good reason why they've been so successful this year.
All right. No, dude, that's badass. And if it's in his catch radius, he's going to bring it in. And most likely it's going to be a catch, some yak yardage, some yards after catch. And he's just going to get in, get after it. He's a hell of a target for Dak Prescott. He said, give me the damn ball. And look what he's doing. He's producing.
Buddy.
Good on him. That's awesome, man. So you have a quarterback and a receiver. That's pretty nice to see. Obviously, this is a quarterback-heavy reward. And Tanner, my number one right now, and just in general, NFL play has been shit in the NFL this year. Our quarterback play has been shit in the NFL. I don't think any quarterback deserves this damn award whatsoever.
Oh.
If this is the most valuable player, Tanner, this is your most valuable player. If he's out, your whole scheme, your whole game is screwed. We kind of talked about it a little bit. Tyreek Hill.
Oh.
If Tyreek Hill does not win the MVP, he's putting up absolutely insane numbers. He has 1,542 yards, and the closest receiver to him is A.J. Brown at 1,258 yards. And what surprises me every single week, teams always know Tyreek Hill's getting the ball, right? Game plan. You do it all week long. Film study. You do it all week long. He still gets the ball and runs right fucking past you.
Can't stop him.
Can't stop him. He's insane. If he's out, you saw the struggles on Monday Night Football. They didn't know what the hell to do. That's a valuable player, in my point.
Yeah.
Now, number two, Tanner, I'm not even going receiver. I'm not going quarterback. I'm going running back. And that's Christian McCaffrey.
Oh, man.
The handsomest man in this planet Earth on the football field is dominating. He is so valuable as a player. And I'm just so happy and thankful that San Francisco did something to grab him, bring him into San Francisco, get him out of that dumpster fire of Carolina, and show the world how badass he is. He got snubbed of a fucking Heisman. And I'm not over it. I'm not over it to this day. He should have won the Heisman in college. He was the absolute best player. But the problem was he played on the West Coast, and the Heisman doesn't like the West Coast folks very much. So screw you, Heisman people. But
yeah,
MVP, I think he needs to go to a running back or receiver this year. And I wouldn't be mad if either one of those guys got it. I don't think the quarterback play is up to par this year. I've listened to Peyton Manning and Eli talk about it. They're upset. Even Tom Brady's come out and said this lackluster effort and attention to detail, and they're over it. And I'm tired of this MVP trophy becoming such a quarterback heavy. I understand they're valuable players, but who's the most valuable player in the NFL? That's the question you need to ask yourself, Tanner. All right. I mean, dude, honestly,
He
yeah,
is.
he's valuable shit because obviously if he goes out, then you lean heavy on Christian, which Christian's he's valuable. He can take
Yeah,
care of it. He can do what he needs to do. But when all pieces are working, it helps out a lot. And Brock Purdy obviously is the commander in chief of the offense. So
yeah. I
I
mean,
get it.
to
I
me,
get it. I get your take.
he's the only quarterback I think is worthy.
Oh, for
To be
sure.
honest,
Oh, for sure. But I
but
mean, Dak Prescott's going to get some love because the old Dallas Cowboys, them lovers down there, they get
no,
all fired up. So damn well he's going to get some love. But yeah, no, if a quarterback does win, I will side on you with this. Is Brock Purdy? If a quarterback wins, Brock Purdy wins it without a doubt, hands down, 2,000%.
yeah,
Runs
yeah.
away with it. But if not,
Good
quarterback
takes.
wins.
Good
Yeah, no,
insight there, Zach. Good
I like
insight
it.
there.
I like it, man. I can get
Heck
down
yeah.
with it. I know it's a little improv there, but I've been thinking about the MVP, and I'm like, you know what? This NFL this year has been so wild. I'm hoping to see a deserving player get
Heck
after it.
yeah. Hey,
Speaking of deserving player, no, go ahead. You got something?
I was just gonna say a perfect time to segue. For those of you fantasy football lovers, week 15 is usually the start of your fantasy football
Oh
playoffs.
boy, yeah,
But
buddy.
it's also a great time to make some evaluation
Yeah, take a
on
step back, Tanner. Take a step
on
back and realize
if
what you
you're
got.
if you're in a keeper league or a dynasty league, who you gonna bring back to your team next year?
What position group?
What position group's important to you?
Mm,
Where who's your most valuable players that you currently have,
on your
and
roster
you
that you're
think you
managing.
can't live without in the next season? Well,
That's tough.
let's talk about that a little bit. I mean, position
Well,
group wise, who you going with? Who's the most valuable to you on your fantasy football league?
so position group wise, Tanner, I'm thinking this league is leaning more towards the offense every year, and then that leaves you with two position groups really that's going to really make an effect, and that's going to be your running backs and receivers. They both have lots of roster spots on in fantasy football. But one thing that's kind of stands out to me is the absolute amount of talent on the receiving core. On pretty much every team, you have talent across the board. They can put up big numbers for you.
Oh yeah,
And I'm going away. I really wanted to pick the running back group because they get the ball a lot more than receivers. They have more chances. The percentage of yardage is a lot higher. But all it takes is one big play, and you're sitting pretty, and you're beating your opponent that you're up against that week. So I'm about to go receiver group. And right now, I mean, we talk about Tyreek Hill. I think if you have him, I think you keep him. I think you bring him along with your next season and your fantasy.
all
Who's your
right,
keepers, or at least keeper, Tanner?
sure. So for me, and this is just self evaluation. Being in a keeper league for a few years now, I gotta say, I think one of the most underrated and most valuable um, positions to keep might be the tight end.
Oh, that's the
It
hardest, I
might
think.
it might be the tight end. Just because if you look out the the tight ends in the league, you've got 4 to 5 absolute game
Dogs.
changing wide receiver number, putting wide receiver numbers with that top five group of tight ends, and then you have a pretty steady drop off on tight ends that'll average you anywhere from 7 to 10 points a game. But if you can get a George Kittle
Yeah.
or a Travis Kelsey or a TJ Hawkinson, a Sam Laporta, they're putting up 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, sometimes 20 points a game. That's like having another running back or wide
Yes.
receiver in your group, and that's an absolute game changer
Yeah,
for
that's the
sure.
hardest group, position group to get right in fantasy football, I believe, because it's such a hit or miss. Every team uses a tight end differently every single week, and it's like it's hard to manage. It's hard to understand. But I think you nailed it on the head. You got your 4 or 5 select MVP absolutes, and if you don't draft those guys in the beginning of your season, I think you're picking up tight ends every other week or so through whatever available on waivers.
Yeah,
So that's a tough group and very important. So if you have a guy, keep him because obviously, like we just talked about, there's a ton of volume, absolute ton of volume in the quarterback or not quarterback, the running back and the receiver core. You'll find somebody's going to put you some points up, but that tight end, very pitiful. Well, I can't say the words. Don't worry about me. Moving on. Moving on, man. It's very
uh,
important. That's what I'm trying to say, guys. My vocab's like a 14-year-old. Well, less than that. Hell, like a third grade reading level. I'm pretty sure.
oh boy.
I like your take though, Tanner. That's pretty sweet. That's good. That's a good spot, especially for a keeper
Thank you.
league. Draft that tight end.
All right.
Draft that tight end.
Yeah, so
I got
let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I want to hear if you've got these two guys on your roster, who are the
let's
two
hear it.
guys that you would want to keep the most on your fantasy football team if you had the choice?
Two guys that I'd absolute keep, no matter what. I would say if you have Christian McCaffrey, keep him. He's one of the best in the league. Number two, if you got this man and you took the chance on this man, Jahmyr Gibbs,
Ooh.
Detroit. If you took a chance on him and you're patient, and this later half of the year, man, he's really proven he's 15 points a game no matter what. He's touching that ball and he's running hard. I think you keep those two guys. I know those are both running backs, but those are absolutes. Like you just got to have them on your league. If you don't have them on your team, at least have one of them, hopefully, and you could definitely make a nice jump into the playoff run.
Heck
What
yeah.
what what you got, Tanner? I mean, I'm sure you got a whole list of them. You're like the
Boy,
fantasy guru around here.
I play around with this all the time and different scenarios in my head. Um, and I'm going to start off with a tight end. And it's kind of a toss up for me. Do I go younger tight end with lots of potential and huge all star upside, or do I go with the veteran tight end group, ones that have consistently put up the numbers over the course of time? For me, I'm getting a little risky. I'm getting a younger guy,
Oh
and
boy,
I'm actually looking at Dalton Kincaid
yeah, for the Buffalo Bills,
or
right?
maybe even a Sam Laporta.
Sam Laporta's a
Um,
freaking dog.
man, both of them I think are going to be absolute studs for a long time in the league, playing the tight end position. Um, for me, I'm going to go with Dalton Kincaid um, for my first keeper, and my second keeper, if I'm able to somehow pull this off, would be um, C.D. Lamb, or
Yeah,
maybe even a Michael Pittman Jr., who is having a
dude, he's
bigger year, all time high targets
he is
in the past
producing, my
4
friend.
weeks. Um, you want, especially if you're on a PPR, you want the guys that are going to get high volume,
Yes,
high volume targets, lots of touches in a game, super important. So you got to keep your eyes on who's getting the ball consistently at a high rate.
dude, for sure. I like that take, and yeah, Kincaid for Buffalo. He kind of subbed in as Doxson Knox had some time away and injuries and whatnot. He's really shown that hey, I'm him and better. And I'm younger. I'm on a rookie contract, so good on him. And Dalton Schultz from the Texans too.
Oh
He
yeah,
can prove he can play too. And hell, the guy from Dallas.
Ferguson.
Ferguson. Yeah, man, they got some good tight ends coming up, guys. So really pay
Man.
attention. They're getting volume, like we're talking about. They're getting pass plays, especially in the red zone, which that's where you want pass plays, right? That's where you want the looks and the reps. So yeah, dude, that's badass. I like that.
Yeah, buddy.
I can get down to that. So Tanner and I kind of been kicking around the idea, and we're trying to prepare for the 2024 season and a season of podcasting, and kind of what would be hitting the market and hitting you fans right on the money. And I think that's going to be some fantasy because I really haven't ran into a person that hasn't played fantasy that really enjoys the football life and football journeys. So I think we're going to kind of cover some fantasy more and get more in depth with that. And we've been kicking around the ideas of maybe doing a winning edge football league,
Ooh,
um,
boy.
and then having some chance to play with some of us community members. I think that'd be freaking sweet.
Heck
I think
yeah.
it'd be a freaking badass time. Maybe do two separate leagues, and I run one, you run one, and get 12 teams in there, and so have maybe a chance for 24 folks to jump in and get after it, and then compete a little bit against each other. I think that'd be a really good time. But that's just ideas kicking around. We're feeling festive with the holiday season, and the new year's
Love
coming around
that.
in the corner. Love that for sure. Now, man, Tanner, I mean, great talks tonight, man. I love it. I love the NFL talk. Obviously, the college football is taking a little back burner with the next couple of weeks. They're preparing for their big bowl season and the college football playoffs.
Yep.
So we're going to be talking about the NFL just a little bit, kind of deep dive in that. So we feel like we've neglected that, the men's league a little bit. But yeah, we'll be diving in more here soon. Soon, guys. We'll be getting more of on a consistent basis and getting after it for you.
That was some good shiitake mushrooms, my dude.
That's what I'm talking about. Shiitake mushrooms. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, but we love the hell out of you guys, and we appreciate y'all the love and support. And I can sit here all day long and then being very thankful for every single one of you guys and gals that are kind of joining along the group. And even if you don't watch it, and I've seen some people just sharing it, and that helps out so much. So you don't have to watch it; you just share it. Just let a chance for another individual to click it out, and be like, hey, these guys are hilarious, or yeah, these guys are pretty funny. These guys are damn doofuses. I just kind of want to watch them screw up. So,
Yeah, buddy.
there's all kinds of spectrums that you can check out. So we love you. We appreciate you. And like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I really would love to get to 40 subscriptions on YouTube. And then also TikTok. That's been fun. I'm like
Heck
an old
yeah.
I'm like an old head, Tanner. I just can't.
Pull some old shorts out of here and let's get us
Yeah.
on some TikTok.
We're gonna get some on TikTok going on, man. We're gonna try to get a little more incorporated. It's just been a minute since I've used the TikTok, and I tell you what, I feel like an old man. But we're gonna get through it. We're gonna get after it and give you guys more content and on the platforms that you guys are actually on. So we're gonna try to reach you guys in every single way we can and annoy the hell out of you. That's what we want to do. I'm just kidding. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. I don't want to annoy the hell out of you. Tanner, let's get out of here on a Wednesday night. And let's finish this week strong.
I tell you what, Zach, absolute pleasure doing this with you, week in and week out. Love you. I love you guys, Winning Edge Football Nation. Thanks for riding along with us on this sweet journey. And like Zach said, like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. Give us some love, and I promise you, we'll give it right back to you. Take it easy the rest of the week. Looking forward to seeing how you guys are taking in this content, and like Zach said, we're going to keep pumping it out. So love you guys. We'll see you soon, and that is a wrap. Peace.
See you guys. Take care.